Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. So in today's video we are going to talk about something urgent that's happening in Sudan. A lot of people are not talking about it, including myself. This is a tragedy that is going unnoticed, and like I said, I haven't spoken about it. A lot of people are not talking about it. That's why I need you guys. I need you to listen to this video. I need you guys to share this video. Yeah, now, like, this is a time I feel so bad that I haven't taken time to make a video about this. I need your help, guys. So just a brief before I play the videos about what is happening in Sudan. So the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, are behind some of the most brutal acts you can imagine. Acts so horrific, I can't even describe them more on this app. Yeah, because even the videos that I've chosen for you guys, the videos that are linked to this video, I had to censor some of the words. The stories imaging are chilling, and it's crucial that we talk about this more. Yeah, guys. And according to the sources, we know that the UAE, you know, UAE, that's where Dubai is. For those people who know about the Dubai thing, Dubai trips. Yeah, UAE is allegedly like funding these actions, this group, and but it seems like the world is turning a blind eye. We've seen how powerful we can be when we stand in solidarity with oppressed communities, like we did with Palestine. Yeah, so it's time to amplify the voices of the Sudanese people. You guys, I need to share this video. I need you to talk about this in the comment section below. The more you comment, the more this video will be spread or suggested to a larger audience. So let me share just some of the clips that I've collected that are going to shed or expose reality on the ground. Yeah, and just a warning, okay? A warning. Some of the words are quite disturbing. I'll be right back at the end of this video. I want you guys to leave your own thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's push this video. Watch these clips.
There is a humanitarian crisis, an active genocide, and an ethnic cleansing going on in Sudan right now. And if you are a brother or sister that took time out your day to support and make videos and talk about Palestine, then that should be all I have to say. Because I know I don't have to come on this internet and try to convince you to help your own people. When it comes to foreign policy, a lot of African American brothers and sisters have voiced that they want to see a free Palestine. And as we raise our voices, raise money, and send well wishes to free others, we must also remember that we are not free ourselves, at home or abroad. The Palestinian-Gaza conflict has been getting round-the-clock news coverage, and it is half past time that we as a people start to raise our voices for brothers and sisters that look just like us. The lack of news coverage about Congo and Sudan is proof in itself that we have not been loud enough about what's going on with our own people. The estimated body count is somewhere between 20,000 and 150,000 because we just don't have the details. Activism is supposed to give a voice to the voiceless. And I'm not saying stop talking about Palestine, but I'm saying your own brothers and sisters in the continent of Africa need our voices right now. The issue in Gaza has become so important that even the UAE, that's backing the unalivings going on in Sudan, has voiced their support for an independent Palestine and sent humanitarian aid. I'm not saying the Palestinian struggle is over, but awareness has been raised. And it's time to raise awareness about Sudan because there's a lot more people that are unaware of that struggle. We in America may not have our own militia, but we can send help. And I'm going to link a video in this video description that will help you donate to an organization that's helping people in Sudan. One love.
There's a genocide happening in Sudan, not a civil war. This is important. I need you to share this message as far as you can. Follow my instructions at the end, and let's do what we can. Sudan is silently going through a genocide without media coverage. This is a war on civilians, funded by the UAE and being perpetuated by the RSF. Thousands of people in the last 3 days have been displaced in the Jezreel state, and 130 plus civilians have lost their lives. In an interview with the Associated Press on Friday, Ted Cheben, I think this is how you say his name, who is the deputy head of UNICEF, which is United Nations Children's Agency, said that the war is created, quote, one of the most acute crises in living memory, with more than 14 million people forced to flee their homes. This is on top of disgusting reports of SA assault being used as a war weapon against women. Sudan is not safe for women right now. Over 130 people have taken their lives, 130 women, for fear of what's going to happen to them, to avoid this war assault, this blatant war crime. I know there's a lot of things happening. Not everybody can speak up about everything, but I'm trying, and I need you to do the same.
I can't stop thinking about Sudan and the over 130 Sudanese women who mass unalived themselves to ensure that they would avoid the mass torture and violations and assaults at the hand of the UAE-backed RSF. To believe in your dignity and that you deserve it so much when everyone in the world is just watching on, calling it a civil war instead of what we should be calling it, the mass unaliving of a people, genocide. And it also makes me think of Igbo landing and the ways that we know that instead of living this life that has long forgotten us in so many ways, that we are going to take matters into our own hands. And this should not be their only option. It shouldn't be their only option. And whatever we can do to stop these, whatever we can do to continue to understand the patterns and the intersection of these struggles, these violations of women's bodies that are at the heart of so much of these wars and atrocities, that's what we need to continue to talk about, because like our bodies are not a landscape for destruction.
The situation in Sudan right now is incomprehensible. It is progressing so fast and so many people are dying. Yesterday in Al Jazeera State, in a village called This.A, where most of the people are farmers who mind their own business, the UAE-funded RSF interred and massacred over 600 people. Over 600 people. I know it's hard to visualize large numbers like this, but this is what 500 people looks like. Now imagine 100 more added onto that, all in one day, in the span of a couple hours. On top of the people that they massacred, there has been over 134 women who have committed suicide due to the fact that they are witnessing such brutality and due to the fear that they think that they might experience sexual assault. On the topic of sexual assault, during this invasion by the RSF, over 29 confirmed rape cases, with the youngest being 6 years old. 6 years old! On top of the RSF massacring and showing no mercy to anyone, including a family of 3 generations, the grandparents, their children, and those children's children, the grandchildren, they are committing a systematic sexual assault and rape program where women rather kill themselves than have to experience it. This is a genocide. This is ethnic cleansing. This is not just a civil war. We need to really comprehend the fact that this is not just a civil war. This is a war on civilians funded by the UAE for Sudanese gold and resources. According to sources on the ground, they completely wiped out This.A. Completely wiped out. There is no one there. It is a ghost town. This.A is like my third home in Sudan. I used to go there quite often. Most of my dad's side of the family lives there. We called my cousin yesterday and she picked up the phone just sobbing. We couldn't get anything out of her. She was just sobbing. I don't even know the horror she experienced. I don't even know the horror my family experienced because it's so bad. Telecommunication blackouts also make it so much harder to contact the people who are living in active war zones like this. This is a side, this is an ethnic, this is not just a civil war. The UAE must be held accountable for its crimes. The RSF must be held accountable for its crimes. They must be held accountable. And this is one of the most massacres since April 2023, and Western media is not saying anything about it. Are 600 Sudanese lives really that insignificant that there's not one headlining piece of news that, yo, this Janjaweed militia went into this village filled with farmers who literally mind their own business, who are literally living in poverty for most of them. All they do is farm and mind their own business. Some of the nicest people ever. 600 people of them died, and no one cares. How much longer are we going to continue to fail the Sudanese people? How much longer? Because it's getting too much. It's getting way too much.
You guys, Sudan is experiencing the largest humanitarian crisis in the entire world right now. People are really dying in the most horrific ways. I mean, they're being eliminated for no reason. They're being displaced to nowhere. And the threat of death looms over everyone at all times. You're as a stranger to no one, and I'm sure that the level of uncertainty is absolutely crushing. Everyone needs to be talking about this. The situation is so unimaginably bad. And I'm aware that the extent of it is so large that it's really hard to grasp. It's really hard to comprehend. But here's the thing, if you do comprehend it, I need you to go make sure that other people comprehend it, because it is so bad. And it's happening right now. Right now, as we speak, I promise you, as I am saying these words to you right now, someone is being in Sudan. Violence is happening. People are starving to death right now as I'm saying these words out of my mouth to you right now.
Sudan is bleeding, and the rest of the world continues to look away. In Jazeera State, a heartbreaking massacre has unfolded as RSF inflict a campaign of terror on unarmed citizens, targeting them with brutal violence. Entire villages have been raided, with more than hundreds of people reported to be killed. The RSF is systematically abducting men and boys who are either forced into labor, coerced into the militia, or disappear without a trace. Women and girls already enduring unimaginable suffering have become targets of sexual violence by the RSF. Harrowing reports circulating of mass suicide of women out of fear are conducted in public, often before family members, to instill a lasting sense of humiliation and horror. People are sharing devastating stories of their families shot and killed by the RSF, of women in dialysis centers, and of children as young as 6 years old. 30 villages were attacked in the span of 4 days, and in one village, more than 400 people were estimated to be killed. This isn't just violence, it's a calculated campaign of terror aimed at obliterating the spirit and survival of an entire population. The RSF is a UAE-backed militia. The blood of the Sudanese people is on the hands of the UAE. It's on the hands of the Janjaweed. It's on the hands of our so-called leaders. Sudan continues to bleed. We continue to shout, and the rest of the world continues to look away.
Very sad indeed. So this news that I'm giving to you guys is according to rescue.com. And as we wrap up our exploration of the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Sudan, it's clear that the situation is dire. The International Rescue Committee's emergency watch list has identified Sudan as the most vulnerable country this year, driven by escalating conflicts and mass displacement. Since April 2023, a brutal power struggle between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces has plunged the nation into chaos. Tragically, conservative estimates report over 20,000 unalived and more than 33 injuries as a result of this conflict. Before this violence erupted, Sudan was already grappling with severe humanitarian challenges, with 15.8 million people in need of assistance. Now that number has skyrocketed to 25.6 million, more than half the population. This crisis has forced over 11 million people from their homes, making it the largest displacement crisis in the world today. Access to humanitarian aid is nearly impossible, as reports of mass unaliving and severe restriction on aid flow plague the region. The destruction of public infrastructure, particularly the healthcare system, is catastrophic. More than 70% of health facilities are non-functional, suffering from a lack of resources and repeated attacks. Economically, the situation is grim. Nearly half of Sudanese population is unemployed, and the value of the Sudanese pound has plummeted by at least 50%. Looted markets and damaged facilities have drastically reduced access to essential goods and services. The consequences extended to education as well, with at least 10,000 schools closed. 19 million children are now out of school, exposed to the dangers of abuse and recruitment. by armed groups. The health crisis is further compounded by outbreaks of diseases like measles and cholera, claiming thousands of lives, particularly among children. With malnutrition rates rising and health services collapsing, the situation continues to deteriorate. In conclusion, the humanitarian crisis in Sudan is not just a distant issue, it's a call for immediate action and global awareness. We must remember that behind these statistics are real lives, families in desperate need of help. If you're moved by this situation, guys, please consider supporting organizations working on the ground to provide aid and relief. Your contribution can make a tangible difference. So please share this video, hoping it reaches people. People can talk, people can share, people can start making videos about what's happening in Sudan. I've done my part and I'll try my best to keep you guys updated. I'll do my best. If anything comes up concerning how you guys can help, I'll let you know in the anyway, I'll let you know, guys, by making another video on that. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Stay informed, stay compassionate. Please, let's share this video. Please comment as many times as you can so that other people can start making videos about this. Hopefully, maybe we can start the boycotting like we did with Palestine. Hopefully. And let's keep praying for the people of Sudan. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.